Hey guys, today I'll be doing a review of a guide rail square that I got off of Temu. I'm going to be using it with my Makita track and my Festool track saw. When I bought the Festool, I ended up buying two Makita tracks that I was basically got for the same price as one Festool. Everything that I've tried with it works great. It's straight, it's accurate, I've had no issues. It's been about 2 years now. I'll be doing a review on that soon. The Temu, I ended up buying this guide rail square because it was $25, where the TSO one that I really want is like $185. And I'm like, well, you know what? It's a piece of billet aluminum with some spring clamps. I'll give this a shot and see how it goes. First thing is, when I got it via shipping, it was with a bunch of other packages. If you look at the picture, it looked like something that might be smuggled across the border. The long things that you see in the picture, those were actually aluminum T-tracks that had no padding. They were just covered in tape in that thin plastic envelope with no padding. This was sitting at the bottom in this envelope, which is a very, very thin bubble packing, but almost all the bubbles have no air. So that being said, it doesn't look like it got too much damage. There's some marks right here on this rail, which is our reference edge, and it was done at the factory, I believe, because there's no damage to the spring clamps, and the spring clamps stick up a good ½ inch higher. Other than that, I don't see any damage from shipping or anything like that. The anodized aluminum looks okay. It's decent. It's about what you expect from certain Chinese products. It's got kind of a rougher grain to it than what you see on USA made stuff. And then right where the tab is here, let me loosen that up. You can kind of see it's already scratching off a little bit, and I haven't even used it. It was like that straight out of the package. What got me excited about this is for 25 bucks, it's got two straight edges. I can put it on my track on either side, so I can use it on my work material on either side. It's got the quick release spring clamps that should clip on nice and easy, and it also has the tab so that when you have this installed on your track and you put it on your material, it'll keep your track and your T-square from flopping over. So it's supposed to help, and that can be switched from side to side. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at a few stats on this thing first. Right off the bat, this thing weighs 1 pound 4 ounces. We'll get a few quick measurements off of it. Width-wise, it's 3 3/16 wide. It's 13 5/16 long. And it is right at 1/4 inch thick. Now, overall, for 25 bucks, I'm very impressed with the way it looks. The finish, for the money, I mean, you know, it is what it is. I think it'll hold up well, other than the spots where it rubs, but it's aluminum, so it's not like it's going to rust or anything. Now, here's where it gets interesting. This is my Makita track. I've used it with other accessories, and I've had no issues. The way Temu shows this being installed, and how pretty much all the other competitors are, if you look at this picture from Temu's website, this rail here slides into the track, and the face of this rail is our reference edge that butts up against the track. So when you tighten the clamps, it pulls it tight against this face, and that's our reference to keep everything square. Now, here's the problem I have. When I go to try to slide this on, it does not fit. I can kind of get it at an angle, but straight, it won't go. And if you look, it's off just a hair to where I cannot get it to slide in or fit. This bottom rail is held in with 2 screws, and there's no slop in those connections. So I can't adjust it to make it fit my track. And if you go ahead and take a look at a few measurements, basically what I'm going to be measuring is from this outside edge to the inside edge here. So this is the inside of the track, and this would be our reference edge that would be touching here. And going off of my measurements, I got 1.928 inches. And if I reference that same measurement on my track, I have 1.98. So it's a pretty big difference. And so I was getting ready to send it back. And then I go, you know what? Let me see what happens if I remove that rail, see if it still works. So if we go ahead and take these two screws off for the bottom rail. Oops. I can slide it on now. Okay, so it'll slide on. I can clip it on, and overall it feels pretty good. But, and I'm going to see if I can move stuff to where you can see. If I put this against my MFT, I'm going to use their nice little tab so it doesn't flop down. And I line it up to my dog holes, and I have already verified that this edge and my dog holes are square with each other. Right there, it looks square right now. But if I hold it on there, I just move that about 1/4 of an inch, and this is still staying completely flat on here. So when I was first testing it, I go, oh, okay, great, just remove that rail, we'll be set. But I set it on, and it lined up pretty close. I took it off, put it back on, pushed it up against, it was off a little bit, and that's where I have the issue, and you can see the movement. Oops, hold on, I just moved that a little there. But it moved that much, which is about 1/4 of an inch, and this is staying completely flush against here. So there's basically no point to this without that reference edge if I can't slide this on. I really haven't seen too many reviews on it yet. So maybe it's because I have a Makita track, but they show it with all different tracks, and everything with Festool has been able to be cross-referenced for me with this Makita track, and it should work with it. So at least with my Makita track, and I'm assuming a Festool track, I wouldn't recommend this unit. It may not work for you, and if it does, you might have similar play issues. You might get lucky and have one that has slightly different tolerances. I don't know, but as of right now, I'm not very happy with it, and I don't know what their reliability is. If you have any questions or anything, let me know. I will be returning this soon and getting a different one to review, and hopefully it'll work out. If you find any of this information useful, please like and subscribe. And if you have any comments on anything else that you'd like me to review, let me know. Thanks a lot. Have a good day, guys.